Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Order of Battle Blitzkrieg, the DLC pack for Order of Battle World War II, which allows you to play the German campaigns of early World War II, where they overrun Poland, Norway, Low Countries, and we've moved on to France. In our last video, we completed the defeat of the Allied armies around Dunkirk, and now we are beginning the final drive on northern France, the final drive to knock France out of the war, or at least that's my belief. I'm not 100% sure if that's indeed how this is all going to play out, but we'll see. So with that being said, here you can see the battle is going to be the Battle of Northern France. It's June 1940, and after regrouping along the front line, German forces renew their offensive against France. With the best French armies destroyed in the Dunkirk pocket, quick conclusion of the campaign is to be expected. All right, so that's kind of where we're going to be going into this battle here. I haven't made any changes to my specializations, so let's go ahead and move forward into the actual fight for northern France. All right, so we'll go ahead and hit continue here. See what the mission briefing says. A successful execution of Operation Fall Gulb has destroyed the best assets available to the French army. Paul Roth, the second stage of this campaign, must now achieve total victory over France. The plan calls for several attacks along the front line, overwhelming France in one sweeping motion. The drive on Paris is one of the key objectives, expected to deal the final blow to the French resistance. While the British have suffered major losses at Dunkirk, they still have a small presence in France. These formations now act as a rearguard of the remaining ports along the Channel coast. If all goes according to plan, the fall of Paris and a complete isolation from British assistance will force the French into surrender. This is our moment to avenge the humiliation of the German army in November of 1918. Alright, so basically capture Paris, capture Le Havre, capture 4 secondary victory points, and capture Le Havre in 15 turns, or less. So you can see here Le Havre is going to be over here on the left side of the map. Paris is going to be on the right side of the map, so we're going to have two different points to advance across. You can see here we have some non-core units, airstrips, tanks, infantry here along the main front, as well as our core forces, which we'll be able to bring to battle. Now what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to go ahead and reinforce the troops that we left the last battle with. We've got about 350 victory points, and we've got to go ahead and replenish some of these units. So doing that right now, I don't know if I'm going to upgrade any units. I think we'll probably wait. But actually, our troops after the last fight seems like they were in pretty good shape. These 2-pounders, these quick-firing 2-pounders, less so. That was expensive to replace. And these Panzer 4Ds, again, not in the greatest of shape. But on the whole, most of our troops are in very good shape. So we're going to begin the drive on Le Havre with some... Let's see here. What do we want to do? I'm kind of trying to figure out... I'm assuming my engineers probably want to go for Paris. There's multiple bridges, probably pillboxes and the like. We've got a little bit of armor over here on the right flank, which I think will probably be where our main drive is. So I think what we'll do here is we'll drive... I don't know if I want to drive up the coast or if I want to kind of do a sort of attack from these two wings down the center toward Paris, and then once we get to Bavuz, break a formation off to drive on Le Havre, or if we want to drive on Le Havre directly. I think directly would make more sense. So let's do this here. Let's find some heavy infantry to support the attack on these pillboxes, and then we'll also include an engineer unit, and we'll include one artillery piece here. So that'll be kind of the initial troops that we deploy here on the left flank. On the right flank, let's go ahead and deploy our armor. We're going to drive down this main road, down Solos, Mux, and go right into Paris directly, or as directly as we can. So we'll probably have 2 forces, one over here to the west and one more toward the center. Let's see. This is probably the most direct route. So we'll go with our armored unit here. We'll go ahead and include some infantry units as well. Heavy infantry here, all along sort of the front. Most of these infantry units are also going to have vehicle support. Can we put false jumpers in planes? No. If we put them in an airfield. Have an airfield? We can put some false jumpers in an airplane. So we're actually going to do that. let's go ahead and put the plane over here. We'll go ahead and give it a fighter escort. And then we'll go ahead and deploy. I really want to get Le Havre. I feel like Le Havre is going to be a little bit of a tricky nut to crack. I also assume that the Royal Air Force is going to have a presence over this way. We'll deploy most of our Air Force over toward the left to deal with the British and the coast. And then actually what we'll do is we'll pull this artillery unit, since we're going to have most of the Air Force directed against the British. We're going to go ahead and pull our artillery back and have them in support of the drive on Paris. Got some additional engineers here. Pull this unit back since I've got an additional engineer unit here. And this will be our main drive over here. Interesting, I didn't realize I already had some of these guys across the river over here. I don't really know what the quick-firing 2-pounders do. I'm assuming they're good against enemy tanks, I would guess. So I think that's going to be our deployment phase. You can see here we really don't have a lot left over. We've got 7 7 units, I guess, what you could call it. A weight of 7 that we can call up. So actually, we're going to go ahead and deploy 1 armored unit over here to assist in the drive on Le Havre. It's going to swing west. And I think that's all we've kind of got the wherewithal for. So we'll go ahead and jump in. We've got this sort of recon aircraft over here, which will go ahead and give us a better sense of what's behind the enemy lines. And then we'll go ahead and get our Stukas into action. Flying... Apparently... I don't know, I'm curious. Alright. We'll get our Stukas into action over here. Softening up these enemy infantry units, which are dug in. Haven't identified enemy fighters yet. So that does a pretty good deal of damage against the enemy troops there. Move our armor forward here. Drive them back. These guys move over the bridge. Okay, so there's a pillbox in this bunker here. Again, we've got to make sure we kind of secure our flanks. That's always a challenge in this game, to make sure that you don't let the enemy kind of sneak in behind you. Oh. Alright, so we've almost finished that bunker off. We'll finish it off next turn. These guys ready to move. Jeez, these infantry have a really good move radius. Alright, so we lost some casualties here attacking these infantry, but that's okay. I'm worried about moving our infantry too much further forward without some fighter support. So we'll actually kind of keep our paratroopers back a little bit until we see how the situation in the field develops. We want to... So we'll probably take... I'm hoping we can take Reims next turn. Assuming there's enemy troops here, there are, so we'll go ahead and bombard them with artillery. Quick firing guns forward. Holy crap, these guys would lose 5 if they attack. Alright, we'll move them all along the river so they can move across the river next turn, support the attack. Is this even a unit? Like, what is this? Why is there a graphic of an enemy piece? 2, 3. Why do the engineers not fare better against these pillboxes? Alright, so we destroyed that pillbox. Sort of advance this way. These guys over here, because it seems like there's going to be a fair bit of resistance back that way. Move our armor toward Amiens. And I think... I'm not going to attack there. That's an anti-tank gun. That's probably going to draw fire from the enemy, but that's okay. It's not a core unit, so I'm not as worried about it. So, yeah, I guess that does it for turn 1. We've got 30 turns, by the way, to win this battle. French immediately trying to attack where they might have an advantage, attacking these engineer units, which aren't as good against infantry. They're also kind of threatening our flank there, but they actually lost more than they did any damage to, so that was a positive result for us. Meanwhile, our anti-tank gun getting attacked by French infantry and suffering marked damage without any damage inflicted. Sort of an anti-tank gun versus anti-tank gun battle, and then some bunkers here that are shooting at us. Those infantry, which we nearly destroyed here on the opening attack, went ahead and fell back, and then some enemy artillery. Actually, I have infantry there that's dropping some mortars. French apparently have a fair amount of artillery on this map, which could make attacks a little bit challenging. You can see that anti-tank gun is probably doomed. I'm waiting to see what comes up. Looks like there's an enemy fighter over here, so I think we'll go ahead and attack whatever they have over that way. I think that was near Dieppe, is what it looked like. So we'll try and destroy their air force now, while we've got the advantage. It looks like an enemy P-46 Hawk. So an American-manufactured fighter aircraft, the French Air Force. And we do here. All right, so destroy that bunker. Then we'll fly forward with our Stukas. And looks like we are going to take some damage from enemy flak guns, but I think it's worth it if I can destroy this artillery unit. Almost. There you go. Artillery unit destroyed. What do I want to do with this? Alright, so we destroyed that French unit, although we did have to chase a couple of our other units sort of off their preferred route of advance. And take some reinforcements. There does appear to be a minefield that is going to slow our advance a bit. Appears to be behind a bit of a shield here. Anti-tank gun's gonna have to pull back. Well. God damn it, a pillbox. You would have thought if we were adjacent to the damn thing, we would have detected it. At least we destroyed it there. Broke back those anti-tank guns. Alright, we lost some casualties there. That engineer unit really got mauled. But at the end of the day, I think we did what we wanted to. We also almost destroyed this bunker. On our way a little bit. Don't want to advance that armor, though. Direction. So I'm actually gonna... I don't want to advance the armor there if they're gonna just take casualties. You know, that many casualties for those results is not really what I'm looking for. So actually I'm gonna move them over here to support... Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. Not what I was looking for. Guess I could have made better use of my recon aircraft. French armor over this way. These are very good tanks. The Soma S-35. More than a match for pretty much everything that we have. Okay, so moved. Sort of back toward this direction. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bombard the hell out of these French troops. Specifically, we'll focus on this enemy anti-tank gun, which I think will be vulnerable to our infantry, and it is. Launched a successful attack there. While our armor will stay put, our infantry will actually start kind of shifting this way. Alright, so that was... We're sort of slowly trying to break through this French line here so we can get toward Paris. Our fighters... I don't know if I want to move forward these guys or not, these paratroopers or not. With these ACAC guns right here, these Hotchkisses. Haven't yet destroyed that enemy air unit, so I think we'll leave that unit as is. Apparently we can't attack those infantry. Alright, that's it. So those are just the 3 units that we can move. We're going to go ahead and end the turn. The Hawk immediately falls back due to the damage it receives. Enemy anti-tank gun moved forward to challenge our Panzer IV. Pretty successfully. I really wish that unit had retreated. Some infantry on our flank. Overall, it looks like they're... Let's see here, anti-aircraft gun against our fighters. Critical, but certainly some damage. Oh, actually, they're just bombarding those guys with mortars. I think, unlike the last battle, the French can actually reinforce their troops in this fight. I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure how this treats the French here. Alright, so some French armors counterattacking some of our lighter armor, which had been dealing some pretty heavy damage to their bunkers. But you can see there, the first attack 2-1 in their favor, the second attack 4-0 in their favor. We're going to need to bring some Stukas down on this armor because they're just going to be too powerful for us. I don't know if we can get them there in one turn, because it looks like a powerful French counterattack all around. 3 infantry casualties there for 1 armor casualty. I imagine they're going to attack again. They do. And these guys are already suppressed, and the French drive them back helter-skelter. So blunting that attack with armor. And some armored cars over here on the other flank with some infantry and sort of a minefield between them. Quite a lot of infantry over here, actually. Strong... God damn artillery. Let me just shoot back. God damn. Well, this might be a tougher fight than I originally sort of gambled on. Got a lot more units than I thought they would. Shit. Alright, so we're going to take more ACAC damage down here, but I did accomplish my goal in shooting down the French Hawk 76 fighter. These guys are heavy fighters, the Bugert, I think it is, but I think we might be okay. It's the furthest. Damn, can't quite get all of our Stukas over to this heavy French tank. We can at least get 2 of them over that way. Alright, we're going to pull this paratrooper unit back, hopefully out of the range of that French unit. Alright, we're going to pull this armor back, reinforce it. These guys forward here. They'll take that unit out. They'll get reinforced. And our infantry will attack this armor, which has already been bombed twice this turn, and do some damage there. Very good. That was an effective counterattack, I think. Where are these guys going to retreat to? There. Okay. There we go. Destroyed that French unit. those. Hoping we at least blunted their counterattack there. Meanwhile, these guys are going to need some reinforcements as well. I'm going with the elite reinforcements because these are pretty experienced units. Go ahead and attack that pillbox. Alright, so defeated that one. I didn't know if I wanted to leave this unit, allow this unit to attack, or if I would have preferred to essentially not do that. I don't know how else to say that. We'll attack that armored car. Very good results there. Reinforced. I don't really care about the attack. These things. I'll do that. And these guys need reinforcements. They were heavily battered. Try and suppress this armored unit. That would be great. Alright, let's not do anything there yet. Alright, so we're going to leave those units that have still can attack down that corner. And we'll go ahead and progress to turn... Are we on to turn number 3 now? I kind of lost track. Alright, they're going to bomb this weakened panzer unit of ours and do quite a bit of damage, actually. That tactical bomber knocked out 2 hit points. So we'll see. The French may be able to finish off a Panzer IV, and if they can, that would be pretty effective. I mean, that would be a major setback to lose a Panzer IV. I think we've got enough enough requisition points to replace the loss. But nonetheless, it's a 1 experience unit, and that would be a pretty devastating loss for us to suffer this early. If we can get it to survive, that would be great. But I really am hoping that we don't lose it here. So they're going to fall their armor back, counterattack that heavy infantry, which just attacked their tanks. And we did inflict some casualties, so that's a positive. But now they're going to be attacking from this wood hex against the infantry, really dealing. They may be actually, since they didn't retreat, hoping that they don't destroy the infantry unit here with this 3rd attack. Probably could bring a 4th attack in as well. But I guess we'll see. They're going to retreat, but only 1 hex. They're not out of reach necessarily yet. They could even just finish us off with artillery. See how this all plays out. They're pulling some of their armor back after that limited counterattack. Interestingly enough, the armored unit that was damaged the most, they kind of doubled down on and continued attacking with it, which I think was kind of silly. For whatever reason, that artillery attacked a different infantry unit. Broke back those 2-pounders. I was really hoping they wouldn't attack there so I could use it against their armor, but alas, not to be. This whole executing actions, like progress bar in the bottom, is a little bit deceiving because it always takes the longest when the progress bar makes it look like it's already over. Alright, so Duke of that. So that enemy heavy armor unit is no more. What do we want to do now? Finish that unit off when we can. So our air units destroyed 2 enemy units so far this turn. Alright, and our 37mm pack finished off another, so 3 French units destroyed so far. This battle kind of can be a war of attrition, so really getting those units destroyed, even though it sort of prevented us from perhaps using them in a more meaningful way to help a breakout. My goal is to see if I can destroy them now. If I don't have to face them later, I think it's worth a slight delay now. Alright, so We head over here. So move that unit here. These guys over here. These guys are going to pull back and hopefully reinforce. It's going to be good enough. Alright, so we bombarded the city. We're going to go ahead and launch a series of attacks against this French city. And we successfully took the town. Perhaps starting to break through their lines. Plus... Alright, so replace those casualties. This French unit wasn't destroyed, but they were pushed back out of the town. The town is ours. We'll see if the French continue their counterattack in this area against us. Let's go after their artillery. This artillery. Maybe that will... the effect. Alright, so we destroyed another French unit there. See if we can... Alright, I'm going to try and destroy this pillbox. I've got multiple units on it. They're all going to be kind of supporting each other. And there you have it. We destroyed it. Alright. So another enemy obstacle destroyed. And then over here on this flank. We didn't destroy them, but we did push back these French troops for Dieppe. Our air units here are taking heavy casualties from enemy flak. Go ahead and pull these guys back. Great. Another flak piece over this direction. There's so much flak, I don't know where I can use my pulse jumpers all that effectively from. We're kind of... this breakthrough over here in the center probably has the most chance to drive on Paris. I had kind of intended to use them against the port of Le Havre. Guess we'll see how that all plays out. Recon. Back here's kind of getting an eye on what the French have behind the front lines. Really don't want to attack at a 1 to 3 disadvantage, so I think we'll actually wait those units to attack this turn. That about does it for everybody else. Horse. I don't want to strafe and take the casualties, so we'll just go ahead and end the turn. And we'll move forward to the very next turn. Alright, so this French unit's going to try and attack our Kukas rather effectively 3-1. The French infantry is going to try and finish off our anti-tank gun there. They almost did it. We'll see if a follow-on unit tries to attack through there or not. Oh no, they just shot down one of our fighters. Damn it, that wasn't effective. I haven't seen AK knock out 4 hit points on an individual air unit yet in this game. That was effective. Oh, they just cut off our infantry. Damn it. Fortunately, this fight here that they're engaging in, they're not considered surrounded. They get 1 turn of supply. So I don't know if that attack was triggered by the fact that, oh, they're surrounded, but it didn't really work out that way for the French. French artillery, we'll see if the armor counterattacks here into this town. Oh, maybe it will. Swing around to the left side. That brings some infantry up. Lead with the infantry. Does some damage. Not even. Bring in their heavy armor, perhaps to crack the nut. More damage done. Nothing by us. And this armored unit probably finishes the job. Well, at least they drove us back. They retook the town. They didn't actually kill us, so that's good. I don't know if the air unit I lost was the unit with my hero or not. I'll have to double check that. I had one fighter unit with a hero. Okay. Commander was wounded and has been hospitalized for recovery. Okay, so it was our hero air unit. I have the one remaining fighter unit over here to attack the enemy fighters. Alright, so we'll continue the attack despite the lack of supply. Retreat our infantry to get them back into supply. A recon aircraft. I should fly it over here and take a look. Get it over. I don't know what's between me and them. Apparently nothing. So by swinging in around, I've actually cut the French infantry off. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it here for the first part of our Battle of Northern France, the drive on Paris. So far, things are going a little bit sluggishly. We've had some initial successes, but also some setbacks in the air. In sort of the central area, it seems like things are going the best. In the north and in the east, things are a little bit more difficult where the stronger allied forces are. But we'll figure that all out in the following videos. This was the first part of the attack on northern France, following the victory at Dunkirk and the drive on Paris. We'll pick this up next time. Let me know your thoughts below, guys, and until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.